That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi there. Welcome to another hour of really important conversation. Talking about money, talking about life, doing it differently than everybody else does because, well, we've been doing it longer than everybody else. Honestly, I think so. Who has a money show that's older than mine? Bob Brinker started about the same time as me. Dave Ramsey certainly started after me. Yeah, no, I think I've been doing it pretty much longer than anybody who's been on consistently. I'm Don McDonald, and I'd love to help you enjoy a better future. And that's what this show is about. Building a better future. Saving better, more effectively, more money. Spending less. Investing better. Finding the help you desperately need, and you do. Most people need help. Which is why I created a brand new class that I am driving across the country, literally driving across the country, to deliver to you in Bellevue on the 10th of August or the 14th of August, along with a breakfast or a lunch. It's called Good Help is Hard to Find. It's a guide to finding the help you need to manage your money. And that's a lot harder than it might seem. You can attend by going to TalkingRealMoney.com and buying tickets, or you can call the show today because we need a summer bribe. So if you call and ask a question on the show, then you'll get tickets to one of the events, either the Brunch Ed or the Lunch Ed on the 10th or the 14th. Brand new class. I know you're going to like it. It's really fun. I'm doing it, and you're going to learn something. And you're not going to be pressured to buy anything, which is the way we do business. So give me a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And remember, we just have an hour, so you need to do it soon. Plus, the number of seats is limited for both of these classes, too. They're small. We like to keep these classes small. 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And Shondell, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks. I have a question. I have a 401k that I got through my exes through a Quadro, and it's in the Fidelity Freedom, the 2030. And I am wondering, I've got some stuff at Vanguard. Can I roll that over into an account at Vanguard, and can I roll it into a Roth IRA, or does it have to stay in its same form?
It's a 401k, so I would assume it's not a Roth 401k. It's just a regular 401k. So you could roll it over to Vanguard or transfer it. The easiest that we use the term rollover a lot. There are actually two different ways of moving money. A rollover is when you take possession of the money for up to 60 days and then you put it into another account. A transfer, though, you don't touch the money. It happens automatically behind the scenes. It's magical, and then the money just shoots over to Vanguard. You can absolutely move it to Vanguard and put it in a regular IRA. If you want to put it into a Roth IRA, you would have to pay taxes on the full amount of the withdrawal, and then it would go into a Roth and grow tax-free from that point forward.
Which would you do?
Let's talk about your situation. One, I know I'm not supposed to ask women this question, but it's really important on a financial show. How old are you, Shondell?
56.
56. When do you plan to retire?
Probably in a couple of years.
Oh, so maybe sooner than later. Okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to be using the money from this 401k in your account at your IRA at Vanguard right away? Or are you going to be waiting several years to use it, many years?
Probably 10, 15 years out.
Oh, good. Yes. And here's the other question. How much do you make a year, roughly, taxable income?
Right now, only about $30,000.
So you're in a low tax bracket. How much is in the 401k?
About 40,000.
40K.
But I've got other assets at Vanguard that.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to figure out what your tax ramifications might be. You know what I would be tempted to do, because you want to keep yourself in a relatively low bracket, but I love the idea of a Roth IRA, particularly for someone who might leave the money for 10 years or 15 years, because it will grow going forward totally tax free. I would be tempted to do it over a couple of years. The Vanguard can help you do this. They totally can help you do this. Call them up and tell them you want to transfer the money from the 401k into the IRA, putting everything together at Vanguard makes sense, and tell them you want to take $20,000 or $15,000 and put it into a Roth, recharacterize it as a Roth, and go ahead and pay the taxes on that. I probably wouldn't bother doing the whole amount. I'd keep some in a regular IRA, but I would put some in a Roth. Either 10 or 15 this year and 10 or 15 next year, and pay those taxes while you're in a relatively low bracket, and get that tax-free growth going forward. So I think it's a wise move to get everything in one place. It's easier to manage. Thanks for the call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Do you know what your investment risk tolerance is? Take our free no-obligation risk quiz at TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
I have some sad news to report. Tom, over at Lake Chelan, just lost the inflatable island. It went down. Good news is the captain did not go down with the island, apparently. 855-935-TALK is our number. Thanks for listening, and really consider calling, because I'm here to help you. Tom's here too almost every Saturday at 855-935-TALK. But this week, got a couple of brand new classes coming up in Bellevue. Next week, I'm driving clear across the country to do these classes and give you a breakfast or a lunch. And you can go to one of these for free instead of paying for it if you call and ask a question during the show today at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255, you and a guest. And Kevin, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, Kevin. What can I do for you, sir?
So I got a couple of kiddos, 3.5 and 1, and I'm just beginning to look for the best investment tool to start the little ones off, so that when they're 18, they're on some good standing. I had a guaranteed education tuition program that worked out fantastic for me, but I think that the times are changing as far as investing for the kids' college future. So I'm hoping to get a little something started for them, and didn't know where to begin.
Yeah, they have changed. And I like the flexibility that's provided now by the 529 plans, because they can go off anywhere. The money grows tax-free. It can be used even for trade schools. And I think we're going to see a trend toward trade schools and the like, too. So I would get a 529 plan. And so far, we've looked at lots and lots of 529s. And I really like the Utah plan. It's simple. Its website is easy to navigate. The costs are low. They have great funds. They have age-based funds so that you don't have to worry about switching it up. They move to a more conservative portfolio as it gets closer to the time the kids will need the money. So very simply, I would just go to my529.com, which is the Utah plan.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling, Kevin. Take care. 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And again, we do not get compensated by any of the things we suggest on the show. Acorns, no compensation. Vanguard, no compensation. Now, if you become a Vestry client, yeah, of course, we get compensation from that. But you notice, we don't push that because we want to help you no matter who you get advice from, no matter where you are. And we know you need help. We do. Really, I'm now a fervent believer in getting help with investments, because it's too hard to do, particularly when you're getting to retirement and you've got a decent amount of wealth. It's really getting hard to do without some help. I mean, the help can be just talking to me or Tom on the show. It can be, getting your own advisor. But you've got to know how to find it. And that's why I've got this brand new class coming up. So you can get free tickets to it if you call me today at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And another example of why you need help, or most people need help. This was an article from a couple of weeks ago in Barron's, talking about how badly we are saving for retirement, how little we have saved, but what was so interesting about it is how misleading the numbers are. And I hadn't thought about this until I read this piece. Vanguard just recently did a detailed report on all of its defined contribution plan participants. That's 401ks, primarily 403bs. And they determined in 2018, out of 5 million plan participants, that the average account balance was $92,148. Now, considering a lot of those people are younger, it doesn't sound horrible. But it actually is, because the number is mathematically misleading. That number is an average. That's all of the money divided by all of the participants. And in the article, they give a great example of average. If you took, I love this example, let's say you and 98 of your closest friends and Jeff Bezos were all put into one group of participants, of people being measured for their average net worth. Okay? You and Jeff Bezos. Well, the average net worth of that group and 99 other people, 100 people, the average net worth of that group would be $1 billion. That's the average. Did those other 99 people have $1 billion? No. But you divided 100 billion by 100 people and you got $1 billion average net worth. Here's what you need to look at. And this doesn't get reported. And that's the median balance. That's the midpoint of all the balances. And the median balance for defined contribution retirement plan participants at Vanguard, the median balance is $22,000. Nobody is going to be able to retire comfortably on $22,000. They're going to be in the situation one of our earlier callers was in. Just getting by on Social Security. And if just getting by on Social Security is all you want, okay, you don't need help. But if the average or the median defined contribution balance is $22,000, that's telling me that the people in these plans are getting terrible help, terrible advice, no guidance to speak of. They're not being told that they need to put away more, that they need to find ways to make it grow more effectively. They need to stay invested. They need to rebalance. They need to asset class invest. They're not doing it right, and you need to know how to do it right. Call me at 855-935-TALK and learn how to do it right and learn how to find the advice you need, because I'm going to bring you to one of my classes free.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just about everything you need to know about money can be found at our website, TalkingRealMoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
855-935-8255 is the number, 855-935-TALK. and you'll get tickets to one of my classes coming up on August 10th or August 14th if you call in like the next 35 minutes. So you're going to have to get on it. Gary, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Don. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure, Gary. Thanks for calling.
You were talking about some stuff just a minute ago. That's why I'm calling. So I had a 401k at the previous job 2 jobs ago. I left that job and I rolled that into an IRA. And because the new company that I had was a startup and didn't have the 401k offering. Now I've moved to a new company that does have a 401k, and I got a Roth 401k with them. And I'm wondering, do I roll over the IRA into that Roth, or even am I able to do that?
No. Well, yeah, but you'd have to pay taxes. But wait. Before you do anything, you can have IRAs and 401ks simultaneously, right?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's just that It's just sitting there, and I thought it would be better. And
So it's in an IRA. And where is the IRA?
Vanguard.
Oh, so it's not just sitting there. It's invested in something, right?
It is. But I don't know if it's better to have it in a fund that grows because I'm getting contributions from myself and my employer.
Yeah, but your employer is not going to contribute to your IRA funds. You see, if you put those funds from the Vanguard IRA over into the account, your employer is not going to give you anything on those. They're only giving you matches on future contributions. So it's not going to make that big a difference. I wouldn't worry about it. I think unless your 401k choices are extraordinary, which would be unusual. What funds do you have in the 401k?
I'm not sure. I just started there.
Yeah, check that out, because if they're not better than Vanguard funds, I'd leave the 401k I'd leave the IRA at Vanguard. If you want the IRA at Vanguard to eventually be a Roth, you can gradually move a little bit of it over to a Roth and pay the taxes along the way. And that might not be a bad thing to do if you've got many, many years to work yet.
No, I only have about 7 or 8 more.
Oh, well, then I wouldn't mess with it. I really wouldn't. I'd leave it there again, unless you have extraordinary choices in your 401. Eventually, you're probably going to want to take your 401 from the new employer and move it over to Vanguard. So I just keep some there from the get-go.
All right, that makes perfectly good sense. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care. 855-935-TALK. That's the number. And I'm going to go to Stephen. Hey, Stephen, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I have another 401k question as well. So I'm a new college graduate. I'm looking for employers, and wasn't too sure as whether I should max out the 401k contributions, like the 4%, or if I can also invest in a Roth IRA on the side as well.
Well, the answer is yes and yes. Max out any contribution that is matched. Okay? If they match your dollar, then you want to take advantage of a match. That's free money. If you have a really good 401k plan that has great choices, and go to 401-411 and look up your 401k there, see what kind of options we've done so many of them. Or if not, send it to us and we'll do it. Check that out. But you may want to have both a 401k and a Roth IRA on the outside since you're young. A Roth IRA or a Roth 401k, if it's available, are the way to go, because those grow tax-free. While you don't get a deduction right away, you do get so much over the long haul that it is totally appropriate to do it. 855-935-8255 is the number. 855-935-8255. Give me a call, and you'll also get free tickets to come to one of my upcoming classes. I'm driving clear across the country to teach them.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
It may not be the sexiest website in the world, but it's your one-stop shop for real money information. TalkingRealMoney.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
As we do every Saturday at this time, noon to 2 Pacific, 3 to 5 Eastern, or as I'm experiencing today, 1 to 3 Mountain, because I'm in Gillette, Wyoming. I'm Don McDonald. Tom's on vacation. He tried to patch the floating island at Lake Chelan, but he was unsuccessful. The floating island is now sunken. 855-935-8255. Give me a call, and let's go to the phones. Ed, welcome to the show.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. Thanks for calling.
You're good. Well, hopefully, I don't want to clutter your time up with, a question that you may not be able to answer. But my wife and I are both retired. We get Social Security and we get pensions. And we have some things, some items, some annuities and things like that. And also, I'm not sure, are you familiar with the VEBA program?
VEBA?
The VEBA,
Spell that.
It's the health, flexible spending account.
Oh, flexible spending plans. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, plan.
Yeah, flexible spending.
We do have.
Go ahead.
Right, and we do have that. And a couple of things. The reason I wanted to call, I'm interested in your presentation that you're going to be giving. But also we have an issue where we are pretty much constantly running a rescue boat. It seems like for the rest of the family, and we don't get a chance to take care of our own stuff. So I didn't know whether our own. Business stuff, we pay the bills and that sort of stuff. But, getting down and really looking at our investments and where we're headed and what we might need to change. So do you have any suggestions on a company that helps you deal with some of that?
So are you talking about financial planning, basically? Or are you talking about some sort of, to whom is this, the money's going to family members?
Yeah, it's not from the annuities, but what I'm saying is our time gets cut drastically from sitting down at the library and looking at our investments or
okay, you're exactly what you're the person I'm talking about. Everybody, most of us have lived our lives doing something other than managing money. It's not our area of expertise. That's why, and it's also really nice sometimes when you've got financial family issues, to have a financial planner that you can blame. You can say to the kids, I'm sorry, my financial planner says I'm going to be out of money if I give you this. I'm sorry. Everybody needs one. So yeah, you're right. The class will help you find that person. And that's the whole point of this class, because I so fervently believe everybody needs help. And I'm not saying we're the only ones who can help, but I want to help people find the right person, because as I said in the spot that I run, 99, get this number is astonishing. Of all the people out there who provide financial advice, 99% of them don't have to do what's best for you. That's appalling. 100% of doctors have to. Why shouldn't every financial advisor have to give you the best advice for you? They're not required, and they don't want to. So how do you find the right one? The fiduciary. How do you find the right one? There's a little bit of effort, but not as much as you might think. It's a few simple questions, and I'm just going to go through those at the class. So yeah, come to the class. You'll like it. Okay. I think you'll really like it, because I try to make it entertaining too. Plus, if you hate it, you get fed.
Yeah. Well, but I always enjoy when I get fed anyway.
Exactly. So do I. That's why I decided we'd do these lunch things so people could get a meal, take a lunch break or a brunch break on Saturday morning, and get a little class out of the way. So yeah, you since you called and you asked a question, then you're getting tickets. So we'll call you on Monday. We've got your number. We'll give you a call. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thanks, Ed. I look forward to seeing you. 855-935-TALK's the number. And I'm looking at the time going, nah. it wouldn't be fair. Because we're coming up on a break way too fast. So I'm going to go to the phones again. But we do have another line open for you right now and still quite a bit of time left. So give me a call, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255, because this is the conversation of your life. This is your future that's on the line. You got to get it right, and you really don't get a lot of chances to get it right. You get more than one, but don't mess it up too often.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Download the advisor interview form and find out if your advisor's a fiduciary at TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
I think we pretty much got everybody lined up that we can handle for the rest of the live show. But remember, you can always call that number to ask questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for everybody who's on the line, even if I don't get to you, you will all get free tickets to the class. So again, if you don't get on the air, we've only got about, 5 or 6 minutes left. You're still going to get the tickets. Well, actually, a little more than that. And by the way, I wanted to mention for the rest of you, it's only fair that you get something. So if you go to talkingrealmoney.com and order tickets before Monday night and you use the code RADIO, RADIO, you'll get $5 off your tickets for one of these events, the Brunch Ed or Lunch Ed. Good help is hard to find. How to find a fiduciary, a 100% fiduciary advisor. Mary, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Don. First of all, kudos to you. Great advice over the years. Long-time listener. Appreciate your good advice and your sense of humor. So I have kind of an unusual question, but I'm thinking you might know the answer because you deal with 401ks and people moving 401ks, et cetera. So I was sent a notice this spring that I had a left-behind 401k from an employer I worked for in the 80s and 90s. And so I finally got a chance or took the time to follow up on that, and I received what I understand now to be a partial payment. And also I'm trying to contact, I have contacted one of two others that I had left behind 401ks, which I understand is kind of a real thing based upon Googling that.
It is a real thing. It happens a lot. As a matter of fact, there are services that are helping people track these things down.
Well, that's what kind of where my question is going. I'm running into roadblocks. The first employer that contacted me, so I assume they're doing it in good faith, and they're essentially Merrill Lynch is handling these things. You never can talk to and they want you to call this number. I'm realizing and they finally did send me some money, but it was so little that I'm questioning it. And then I saw in all the paperwork, they said they had me as ending employment in 1981, which is not correct. I worked for them from 74 to 85. And so I'm kind of getting nowhere on that at the present time, but at least I have some, I just spent a lot of time on this. And then one other employer I had worked for 3 years, from 88 to 91, she's just, after finally getting the right person, it's a company headquartered in Japan, and now I'm dealing with her in New Jersey, and she's just drawing blanks, saying she's new in her job, and she sent me on a wild goose chase of like 3 different so-called custodians that supposedly where this money was over the years, and I got nowhere. So anyway, am I going to have to hire an employment lawyer? That's kind of, or do you have any advice for me?
I hate to say lawyer.
I should add this too, Don.
Yeah,
the third company has been bought out by various other companies, and I worked for them for 3 years as well in the 80s.
See, this shouldn't matter. This should not matter. Those funds are yours, but the trick is finding those old administrators. And let's see. I'm just trying to find. I saw something not too long ago. Hold on a second. See if I can find it. Yeah, okay. I just read something about this recently. I'm going to put this up on TalkingRealMoney.com. I am not vouching for these people, okay? But it is called the National Registry of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits.
National Registry.
And
of
and it claims it's a free. It claims it's a free account. I am not in any way. I've never used them. I just heard of them recently. So I'm going to put a link up at talkingrealmoney.com to them. But you try it at your own risk. I don't know what else to tell you to do other than try to get with someone in HR at these various companies and see if you can find out who the plan administrator, that's the term you want to know, who was the plan administrator at the time you were employed there. If you can get in touch with them, they may be able to track down your information. It's worth a shot.
The current HR person.
The current company, the current HR people, to look back and tell you who was the plan administrator at that point in time.
Okay, got it. And that other place, National Registry of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits.
Okay, sorry about that. We had a little technical problem. It's always amazing that we can even do this show from someplace else. So something went down and we lost our connection to the studio, but I got it back. And I think I hope I covered everything with Mary. Again, I'll have that link up at talkingrealmoney.com. That's talkingrealmoney.com in just a little bit. Plus, let's see. Well, maybe we can get it in. Let's go really fast. Crystal, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi. I'm calling because I'm 29 years old. My husband is 32, and we currently have a TSP, which is a thrift savings plan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
I do know what it is. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we have that as of right now. And as being as young as we are, we want to, of course, know more about how, I guess, another way to also increase our retirement funds.
Mm-hmm. Well, one, being young, you should be in the C fund and the S fund, the stock funds in that TSP. Over and above that, I would go to Vanguard, look at the VTWAX, the Vanguard Total World Stock Index, and start funding a Roth IRA at Vanguard, a Roth IRA, because it grows tax-free. And you can put about $11,000 a year, up to about $11,000 a year away, and that'll make a huge difference down the road.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tom and I believe in helping everybody become a better investor. That's why we offer lots of free knowledge at talkingrealmoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And if you want to find the right help, the right investing and financial planning help that is 100% fiduciary help that's always in your best interest, come to my brand new class. Good help is hard to find, either a brunch ed class on Saturday the 10th or a lunch ed class on Wednesday the 14th. I'll right now give you a code. Use the code RADIO before Monday night, RADIO at talkingrealmoney.com, and you'll save $5. That's RADIO is the code, talkingrealmoney.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?